Joining us now is House Infrastructure Committee Co-Chair Terry Ridon. He is also Bicol Saro representative. Good to have you on the show, Congressman Terry. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
First up, Senator Jinggoy Estrada's September 10 post of your yearbook photo showing side by side with DPW engineer Bryce Hernandez, implying that you two had connections or were possibly colluding. Were you, or did you?
No, I think it's impossible to collude at 12 years old. No? So I think that needs to be stated first. But I think the most recent development of this sideshow is that I think we have decided to end this sideshow last night. So Senator Jinggoy has already taken down his post. I've taken down my post. And this matter has already been settled. And we would want to move on to more important things instead of undertaking a social media battle.
Yeah, but I don't think he meant that it was collusion at 12 years old, but collusion in the matter of being a servant in public office. Are you categorically denying that there had been no business between you and any of the contractors under investigation?
No, I don't. I haven't. I don't know him. I'm not his friend. We were just batchmates in grade school. So there's nothing more to it, actually.
Okay, well, you have raised serious concerns over Hernandez's transfer to Pasay City Jail after the Senate decided to move him out of the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame. Is there any solid proof to believe that his life is in danger?
Well, I think the basis for this concern has been the testimony of Mr. Hernandez himself during the House hearing in which he named Senator Jinggoy Estrada and Senator Joel Villanueva as basically transacting with Henry Alcantara and Bulacan First, no? That they had projects there. So I think that would be the most important basis for the concern. But the update for this is that Senator Ping Lacson had already made the statement that when Bryce Hernandez is taken to the Senate for the Blue Ribbon Committee hearing, he will remain in the Senate premises and he will not be returned to Pasay City Jail. I think this is a more acceptable accommodation for Bryce Hernandez than him being in Pasay City Jail.
And you're okay with that? It's something more permanent then, or are you hoping that the writ of amparo that Hernandez had filed would work in his favor?
No, I cannot speak about the writ of amparo. It's something that Mr. Hernandez has undertaken by himself. No, Congress has nothing to do with it. But the original basis for the concern also is that my understanding was that the detention in the PNP custodial facility was in the understanding that this was going to be a joint custody. But I think the Senate is asserting their original custody over Bryce Hernandez. So we will respect that decision.
Why so protective of Hernandez? I mean, you warned na may magiging mabigat na banta sa buhay.
Yes, kasi nga, talaga pong may pinangalan ng mga senador, and I don't think senators there will implement the protocol in which they cannot interpolate or cross-examine the witness or the resource person. So I think that constitutes the real concern for his life and security for as long as he is detained in Pasay City Jail. But we were informed by some of our sources that I think he's in a more or less acceptable condition in Pasay City Jail as we speak.
But how credible is his testimony, Congressman Terry, naming Senators Jinggoy and Joel Villanueva? Are there already solid evidences found that support his statements?
Well, what the two senators did was basically just make general denials. But I think Bryce Hernandez and his colleague, J.P. Mendoza, had disclosed very important evidence and documents and screenshots at great cost to their lives. No? And these particular screenshots, for example, which was presented during the House hearing, was admitted as genuine by Mr. Alcantara himself. No? The only excuse that he had for these conversations, particularly with Senator Joel Villanueva, was the fact that they were supposedly talking about flood control projects particularly, but I think it needs to be, he actually admitted that they were actually talking about DPWH affairs generally.
And in your opinion, what does that mean? That this could go far and deeper beyond DPWH?
I think so. I think this might serve as the preparatory evidence for the link to the two senators being mentioned there. And in fact, even at the level of the Senate, Senator Lacson has made the disclosure that the particular contractors that had been mentioned by Bryce Hernandez linking these contractors to Senator Jinggoy Estrada had in fact visited the Senate. And in fact, in another media outlet, one of the line items which Bryce Hernandez mentioned had been found to be genuine and had in fact been a ghost or like an incomplete project. No? So I think all of these would be circumstantial in basically making further evidence that it is not just the DPWH officials that are involved, it is not just the contractor who is involved, but most probably even high-level politicians are actually involved.
So the Palace has issued EO 94, creating the independent commission to investigate these projects. Who do you think that composition would be?
No, I cannot convey the mind of the president. But I think from the names that are being floated today, I think these are the types of commissioners that we would want to be in the independent commission. But again, like what we had already stated, the committee fully supports the creation of the independent commission, and we look forward to working with them and forwarding to them our recommendations and findings from the committee.
So that would mean already dismantling the parallel investigations with both houses of Congress. Would you not consider continuing the parallel investigations as the independent commission gets itself going?
Well, we will have to decide the next couple of days because I think there's still particular details that we would want to be able to get from the Bulacan ghost and substandard projects. No? And anyway, this is still in aid of legislation, and the Independent Commission has a different mandate. So these Senate, Congress, and Independent Commission proceedings can actually proceed side by side. No? But I think it's also in our interest to be able to suspend proceedings and allow the ICI to actually do its work.
As a final point, given what's gone on and going on, what are the chances of a reenacted budget?
I think we still have the time. We still have the time to basically finish the work in the House and send it to the Senate before December 31st. No? So as soon as we are ready to proceed with plenary and make all of the recommendations and all of the amendments that need to be made, I think by the end of the month, we might be able to send it to the Senate.
Got that. We'll be monitoring from our end. Thank you so much, Congressman Terry Ridon. Appreciate the insights.